And welcome on back. It is Bind. It is the Agent Select. I get no breaks whatsoever. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Playoff Saturday here between Soniqs and Sentinels. It's map number 2. Sully, it's Bind. Run us through the Agent Select.
Let me rub my eyes real quick to make sure I'm seeing things right.
Whoa!
Yoru.
I just saw it!
Tens is playing Yoru.
No
I must
way!
be losing my mind. Dude,
No
forget about
way!
every other agent comp pick. Tens is playing Yoru. Somebody sounds some kind of alarm. Shot Up is turning in his grave right now. He played he played Yoru all throughout the first 2 days, and Tens is doing it here.
Dude, Shut Up wanted that like you said, he wanted that glory. He wanted to be the guy to pull out Yoru on the mainstream, but here we are.
All right then. Okay, well, I'm not going to focus too heavy on Tens. We can theory craft all we want. I'm going to theory craft that it's a misclick. It's not a misclick. Tens is actually
not a
Yoru.
misclick.
Okay, alright, so I just completely voided every single part of the Soniqs composition, but what you need to know is they are going to be dumping util all over this map, right? You look at this composition, it is made for post-plan. Viper mollies, Brim molly, shock darts, paint shell nades. Expect the same that we saw in Icebox, nothing more than utter chaos from Soniqs.
Oh my word, I'm ready for it. I am ready for it. Yoru making its debut here, for Tens at least. And this one's going to be a fun one. Early on, Sully, we're seeing a default on map 2.
Yeah, early on, it's going to be Sentinels that look to at least sell a fake to the A side. And I love this. Normally, the cue is that you see Shazam playing on that Sova towards the A side, and look at the rotations. Tens has made that TP. I see why he's using Yoru now, and they have sold the fake perfectly.
They really have, and it's working out. Sully's sick now from around the corner. Still has that boom button. They're going to be able to use it. Dizzy trying to run away, and it's Tens and Zoms combining at the exact same time for 2 very quick kills on sites. Soniqs, however, they still have Bob over towards that elbow side. Going to be able to get a quick one, but still not a lot of HP back for Bob. Bob has to wait up for her teammates to actually make their way over. Watch out for Shazam, though. Shazam might have gotten spotted by Ian, and they still want to go for that 1v1, and Ian ends up winning. Both players now remaining over towards long. It's a crossfire between Zoms and Tens. Tens going for that first peek, not going to reveal where Zoms is whatsoever. This is actually a great spot for Zoms.
Oh my goodness,
Tens! Tens works out with a flash. Ian does get that kill back. 13 HP left on Zoms. Ian is low. Ian needs to go for the wide swing, and now needs to go for the defuse, which he has time to do so. Wow, okay. We went through quite a few heaps and bounds to make it to this point, Sully, but Soniqs has the round.
Yeah, a really huge opener from both sides. Sentinels, you saw the idea to sell a fake to that A side. The wall goes up to set up the exec. Shazam and Tens make huge contact plays. And look at this. You just cannot punish that, right? Tens, as soon as he feels any danger, as soon as his team has walked up long, he makes that TP. That is the effectiveness of Yoru. But again, Soniqs, they did a really, really good retake here. And honestly, a little bit of luck from Ian to find that kill into Tens immediately after. And it's unfortunate that Zombs isn't there for the swing. But Soniqs, similar to our first map, they pick up the pistol, and they do so right after with a full buy.
Wonderful, wonderful. And we have to go back into yet another round. It's a second round conversion that Soniqs might be a little bit desperate to try to pick up because this B side is about to get crunched.
Oh, Dizzy nearly caught up, and he is. Tens is able to punish. Gate Crash not out just yet, but sick. A quick jump out. There's just too much focus on the Tens, and they're able to catch out Bob. She goes down, and Crunchy in the middle of Tin Can. Nothing he can really do there. And that's the Sentinels we know and love. A quick crunch into the site, and they're going to take out the round here unless Blix can do something.
Yeah, let me remind you here, Sully. Yes, it is a little bit more of a force here from some of the players from Sentinels, but in all reality, it was just a couple of deeks. They were able to pick up SMGs. They were able to pretty much make it into a bonus, as now Soniqs has nothing to work with going into this next round. Yes, that is correct. A tie score line between Soniqs and Sentinels going into round number 3, and Soniqs is off way worse than their opponents were in just that last round. They have nothing to work with.
I feel like we say that, but Sentinels just did it on the Sheriffs. Who's to
This
say
is
that Soniqs can't, right?
Where's the armor? I think utility is getting, you know, sacrificed too. I think this one's a little bit worse in all reality. Maybe, potentially. The deagles could work. The sidearms are fun. And early on, Sully, it's yet another default position where Sentinels are actually doing some pretty cheeky work over towards these back lines. An orb battle and a battle for short ends up laying around 4 bodies. 3 bodies.
Trade out 2 for 2. Sentinels, don't know if they want to commit. Looks like they are. Yeah, fake Yoru steps into the truck. Where are the rotations here yet from Soniqs? I think they're not fully sold on the fact that this is an A hit. I think that's due in part to Tens tossing out those fake footsteps. Now the rotations surely have to come in. Crunchy is up top. He's not really going to be able to find much as he's instantly punished from Tens. Still has the gate crash now to use if he wants to go from a different angle. So now Soniqs have to worry about that TP. Dizzy's at least going to be able to pick up a Spectre, but I don't think there's much they can really do. They have the lesser guns, and Shazam already spotting out the first. They know the second's in heaven. Yeah, an unwinnable position here coming out from Soniqs. Sentinels, they'll surely have the second round. Hold on, pause, wait a minute. There's still a chance. Thankfully, Shazam is there to clean things up nicely.
Hold on, wait a minute. You thought they were finished? Dizzy is actually going to be able to get another one, and Shazam is the last one alive. Sully, the investments, at least for Sentinels, going a little bit more off to the wayside.
Yeah, so I realized like mid-sentence, I was like, I shouldn't say anything because I forgot Dizzy had a Spectre and he had a chance to maybe make
there was something, yeah.
Right, but it was close. It was close. And yeah, Tens losing this, so I was like, okay, wait a second. This is a little worrying. But Sentinels, you expected them to win that round. I think it was a little bit too close for their liking, but thankfully because they won that second round force buy, their economy is in a pretty strong position where they could still muster a strong buy. And Shazam will have a lot of credits left over. Really, the only one punished is Tens, who has 0 credits at the moment.
Unfortunately, but it goes at the expense of this Sully. The dimensional drift finally going through. Tens. Oh, okay, bobbing and weaving through this B site, leaving everything out in disarray. He runs right in the middle of everyone, TPs away, and has essentially dragged away all this pressure away from Hookah at the exact same time. Viper's Pit going up too. It's a plethora of util right in the middle of this B site, and it's an absolute mob. Sick is still in that back line. Bob and Dizzy have left. Sentinels now have full control. Bob's still going to be able to get another one, yet another Viper's Pit just to try to make their way in. Sick currently at 1 HP has to run away, and it's a Venn diagram of util here on site. What on earth is going on? The spike's still finally going down. Ian right in the middle, gonna be able to take down Tens. Sick with another kill back. It's still a 2-on-3. It's still a 1v3. Soniqs' Viper's Pit, theirs gonna go down. Dapper's still alive. That Hunter Fury not hitting him. And that spike half planted in the middle of the ground. I've never seen that, by the way. Half planted right in the middle. 30 seconds left, though. Dapper playing Ring Around the Rosie. It is pure chaos, Sully, but it is finally subsided.
I have the spike.
Cleared out at least the front part of Slight, but Dapper, where do you even run? Is he really going to
no
make a
way.
mad dash
He
into
can't.
TP? No. Surely not. Not enough time at this point. Maybe with 20 seconds he had an opportunity, but he's going to tap the spike. Oh my god, so many runs coming out from the back of CT spawn. But Dizzy, they're just in the nick of time as Dapper was looking for the headshot. Sentinels, they're going to concede a second round of Soniqs. And now the economy maybe becomes a little bit more worrisome. Tens was the worry part of the economy last round where he had 0 credits, so he's not going to be able to get a drop here. And because he's not playing maybe Arena or a Jet, he can't really use the knives. He can't really afford a Sheriff here, and he could be punished very easily. So it's Sentinels on a strong buy. Minus Tens, who was on a Sheriff, but it is still, you know, it is still Tens on a Sheriff, so you never know.
It is still Tens on a Sheriff who ended up getting like, I think he still got like 6 or 7 kills just off of the Sheriff in the last game.
And there
alone.
it is.
And there he gets another one, of course. Tens with a side angle, threading the needle, getting the first headshot, getting the entry duel more importantly. Just like that, Soniqs has left a little bit more into that, in towards that back line. Ian, he's pinged, and he's finally gonna go down. That Hunter's Fury chases him down, and Sentinels, without stepping one bit into that A site, has gotten themselves 3 kills now. Shazam getting down Dizzy, who was trying to run away. Wow. Soniqs are just done for, Sully. This is a send round.
You gotta love the explosion from Sentinels. As soon as Tens finds that first frag, Shazam is quick to get the ult orb, get it online, and find a pick in the back site. And it's a great util combination because Dapper tosses a snake bite into that back corner, kind of restricting the movement. That Ion could really move around that backside, and there's no way you can dodge the Hunter 3 if you're cornered in the backside. So Soniqs conceding the round back to Sentinels. It's a back and forth, a tug of war, and Soniqs, unfortunately, this was not a strong round. This just didn't even look like they were in the competition, but they will save at least 1 rifle. But it's just a consolation at this point in time. Sentinels 3-2, and well, like we said, Tens with a Sheriff is just as deadly with anyone with a rifle.
Yeah, and it's a little rough too because we give the spotlight to Tens, but Shazam really pulling a whole ton of weight just throughout that entire round. Well done from Shazam, not only getting that first pick over towards that A site, but of course that Hunter's Fury helps. This is a bigger round now, Sully, though. Soniqs is starting to play around a little bit more with their economy. Their utility may not be up to snuff, but this could still be a big opportunity for them to play around with this 3-2 formation. Sentinels doesn't have a perfect idea on where to go.
I think they're just going to work out a default. So
Yeah.
again, typically on Bind, normally where the Sova is, the majority of players are going to be in. With so much success so far on this A side, it's smart for Soniqs to make this stack and Plix. Able to shut down Tens right off the rip. They're not going to be able to retrieve that rifle for Dizzy, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's at least an opening to kick things off, and it's weakened at least this A attack where now you don't really have that entry. You still have 6 double blast back and Showstopper, but on the A side, it is so difficult to clear these corners with it.
Oh, it's gonna start with a showstopper. Sick. Utilizing one of his satchels, gonna utilize a second to try to get a kill. It's Shazam getting the kill onto Plix. So, yeah, that showstopper doesn't really matter, but instead it is going to be 2 kills going back and forth for both teams. Sentinels still gonna be able to survive with a 2v2, but that orbital strike coming in right as Sully says, of course. 50 seconds left. It's Crunchy still with a little bit of utility. That orbital strike did nothing as the spike goes into the green box. This is a tough crossfire, but they do have a flank here, Sully.
It might even, I mean, the orbital strike reroutes the position to maybe even a better spot for Sentinels, knowing that the flank was coming through short. And Shazam,
Yeah.
He's going for a flank of his own. So much heat taken right onto Dapper, and it's just to allow Shazam to swing. He knows he's forced one here. Apologies. She knows she's forced one, at least into showers. For the second, it is such a difficult crossfire with Shazam up in heaven. Shock Dart not even going to connect. Bob, nothing she can do here except wait death. As Dapper playing with his food, nothing really can be done. And 4-2 for Sentinels. A little bit of a shaky execution and a shaky start with Tens going down early on. They do find a way to recover off of that double blast back showstopper.
Yeah, which is good because again, that is such an important ultimate, especially nowadays, Sully. I mean, he got bumped up all the way up to 8 ult points. That showstopper is basically a guaranteed kill. They weren't able to get anything off of it, just a little bit more space. So again, very good job for them at least getting off of that, and still just overwhelming with the amount of bodies that they even had on site. But it's the anticipation from Soniqs that I'm worrying about, Sully, because some of these players, they seem a little bit shaky on the rotation.
Okay. No worries here. 2-man push down. Fake footsteps into showers to maybe sell some presence in Shazam. A nice grab as well just to clear the right cubby behind the boxes. It should be a free plant here, but
Whoa.
Bob, okay. She's going to come up huge with at least the first. Tens is just not having it against these
Whoa,
one taps. And Bob, a second one from her, and Dizzy even chimes in. A 2 versus 2. And Bob, she's picked up at least a phantom. 6 bullets in the taking the TP,
Whoa.
but look who's already
Look at
here.
the rotation.
Look who's already here. Iron sitting in wait.
Ian sitting right in the middle of sight, anticipating this rotation. Ian's such a great spot. Could be able to pop. There goes
no.
Dapper. Lands right in the middle of his crosshair. And now it's just Sons in a 1v2. Lands right into Ian again, but Ian can't get the kill, can't get the headshot. Oh, Bob. She has to pull this off with only 2 or 3 HP, I think, Sully. Soms, it's just a gust of wind that would be able to take them into this dub, but, man, 30 seconds left. Still no spike plant. It's just a little bit of a game of cat and mouse. Bob has no clue where
my
her opponent
goodness.
is.
She thinks he's rotating as well. Zomzy
Well done.
has 2 stars to play with. By the time she's already made the rotation, it's too late. Like you said, a gust of wind. And Bob has a phantom. So she needs to try and close this distance and get a headshot to win out this fight. Zoms can hit any part of the body, and he's going to aim for the chest. A 5th round for Sentinels, but man, that was extremely, extremely close.
Yeah. a little bit too close. Great job from Ian, though. Oh, we get a clutch out of that, of course, from earlier. Love to see this. Ian, it was a great approach. Great attempt. The Red Bull clutch. Simply going in the hands of Zoms, though. It was a 1v2 for Zoms. Yeah. Well played. Well played. This next round's going to be a little bit tougher, though.
Oh, look at the setup again. We saw this in the pistol round. Tens is throwing his gate crash towards the B side, and they're going to do, again, that same contact in the showers. See if Sick can maybe disrupt the hookah setup and get control while his other 2 teammates scour the map elsewhere, but it's a pretty heavy plate from Soniqs towards long. You have got both Dizzy and Bob, who is just used her owl drone to try and get this information. The gate crash play to the B site doesn't look to be the most optimal, but it looks like instead the play is towards hookah. And while Tens has got at least the first ult orb, They don't have any long control. Yes, they've got hookah, but that's the main concern. In this setup, it's not the most optimal. You really can't support anyone on site, and Tens is going to get the first contact, but Dizzy in a prime position to get one kill and immediately dismiss out.
Oh my god, who do you remember making a play like this? It was Tens that did this to Fnatic. That same Viper wall over towards Long can certainly play out time, but no, the Viper wall goes down, and it was Tens that got the kill. Of course it was Tens. Tens knows the play, and Dizzy goes down in a heap in such a good off angle. So instead now it's going to be Sentinels just bouncing right on in on sight, and a little bit of Astra util too. We haven't talked too much about the effect of the Astra pick just yet, but I'm sure we could do that a little bit later. Plix going in, getting a kill off that nade, and a showstopper at the exact same time, gonna be able to get a kill onto Dapper, and Bob gets 1-2. 2v2, incredibly low HP on Plix, but Plix still gets the headshot onto Shazam. Zoms now a very possible 1v2, and makes it happen again. Zoms, the clutch minister for Sentinels, gets himself yet another Red Bull clutch.
Another Red Bull clutch for Zoms. Right when they need him, he strikes. I mean, both players are already such low HP, but he had perfect positioning, and the swing timing from Soniqs made all of that possible. Look at this positioning, right? Nade comes in, knows where the first is, and he immediately flicks to the second. Very well done from Zom in the 1v2, and Soniqs, they're going to be kicking themselves. They know that's a round they should be winning, but they can't find the victory. Sentinels up 6-2, and it resets Soniqs once more.
Deploying drone.
This is the taste of their own medicine, in all honesty. Soniqs, they were the ones resetting Sentinels round after round in the last map, and now Soniqs, they're the ones in economic trouble. But the pistol still works, Sully. I don't really know we could call any of these ecos inefficient. We've always seen at least like 2 to 3 kills back from these teams on ecos. I don't think we've seen a flawless eco round or anti-eco round yet.
Oh, this is huge. 2 kills. Oh, nope. Sick. Instantly denying him the opportunity. Nade in the back as well, anticipating the cross. And Bob, she's going to swing right on through. She's been good with her sheriff so far, but with 4 players and so many angles to watch, Shazam, they take the bait, and he does. He thought it was Bob that he should be worried about, but Crunchy up close is going to find a third. This is a huge damage to Sentinels. It's not going to be too much economically, as they have so much credit stacked up, and yeah, they'll take the TP out. Free plan coming into the B side, and Sentinels with their 7, most likely.
Yeah, I love how much of a desperation play that was too. Crunchy just launches in that volley right through the wall, right into teleporter. You know, just in case they want to go through, they have to run into a pit of inferno, but a little bit mal-timed, and Sentinels was thinking a couple of steps ahead. AKA, they were already stepping into the middle of teleporter when that happened. Another round here, Sully. Look at the ultis on Sentinels.
All 5 lined up. Tens has been good, especially when using his ultimate for reconnaissance, right? And now you have the opportunity to use the Owl Drone and the Dimensional Drift to get info into this B site. Sick is going to do, again, his same setup into Hookah, Boomba, and then the nade to force and put players in their place. But it's an early ult into A site. And Ian, he's going to sit right in the corner. That's the exact same spot that Dapper sits there in his Viper's pit. So maybe, just maybe, they can make that read. But it's going to clog up this entire A main position. Tens is actually going to go in with the reconnaissance off the Dimensional Drift. First, the Owl Drone to go out instead, though. When Soniqs, all of this space taken up, what can you expect from them? 2 players on this A site, and Tens is he knows that he's forced at least the Viper out of position, and Sick is again going to take this space.
Love the info play, but it's going to have to come back to Sick. Sick has to get a kill here. What just happened? Did Plix just outplay Sick by satcheling on top of green box? 1000 IQ. Well done. That's desperation at its finest. 2 players down now for Sentinels, and this Viper's pit is just such a roadblock. None of these players from Sen can make their way through. The spike is now isolated over in bathroom. It's just all too tough, and now in comes Dizzy on the flank too, covering up Shazam. Zoms is now the last one remaining in a 1v5. Gonna be able to get 1. Still has a Cosmic Divide.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, it's still very much a tall task though. A couple of taps here and back can at least give Zoms a little bit of a chance to break apart the eco of Soniqs, which hasn't exactly solidified yet. But the overall theme of the round, Sully, Soniqs just took a 3rd. Pretty good one at that.
Yeah, as soon as they realized that the dimensional drift comes in, they knew that Tens was just the forerunner and he was just looking for information. And they could have expected immediately after, as soon as Tens gets that info, for the showstopper to come into play. That double blast pack, huge outplay from Plix, the blast pack on top of Tetris. And then that orbital strike to disrupt that entrance, right? As Sick goes in, orbital strike breaks up that offensive line, and next thing you know, Sick is in a 1v3 blast packing into the middle of a bomb site. And Soniqs breaking up that offensive line will pick up the third. One casualty amassed. Apologies, 2 casualties amassed. And Sentinels, they themselves still, with a couple of credits in their bank account, have just enough again to reinvest and see if they can maybe muster another round. It's 7-3. We're coming down to the last 2 rounds, and once more, it's Sentinels who are leaning again to this B site with an early play from Soniqs down towards A short.
Gonna be Sick on the front lines. There you go, Sick. Consistently getting some insane entry frags. And this time it's yet another one. Look at that combo! No way Dizzy can escape from that! Oh my, the snake bite alongside the satchels ends up getting a big kill. Sonic still with only 2 players remaining, still getting kills with only 2 players remaining. Let's see what Ian can try to pull off. Equalizes things under 2v2. Trade back from Sick, but no! Ian still gets the kill off of the swing! Out of nowhere, it's Shazam now in a 1v2. Gets tagged out, running right towards Bob. Bob gets a headshot right through the wall, and that is another run for Sonics.
I like the idea for at least Shazam in that position. He's like, okay, I know where the Alodrone came from. I know that my teammate Tens died into elbow. I'm just going to try and pressure the situation and maybe put myself in a better position to win the 1v1. But Soniqs somehow are able to recover that round after Dizzy goes down to a snake bite and a nade combination. It really didn't look good, at least for Soniqs in this one. Yeah, Dizzy loses his life here. And somehow, Ein is able to muster 2 kills out of literally thin air. And Soniqs, they will have a 4th. Now they're looking for their fit to close out this half. But right now, again, it's Sentinels who are in pretty good control. They're by maybe not echoing that same thought, but it's the last one of the half. You do what you can with the guns you've got.
Scanning ahead.
Yeah, there's a couple of steps involved for Sentinels to be able to make their way onto B site, and one of them could be that Guardian making an opening. I do like that boost over towards Long. But early on, it's Sentinels taking a lot of control over towards Hookah. Nobody from Soniqs even playing contact over towards that area. Love that Molly. Gonna stop things for just a little bit. Bob right through the Nebula. Gonna be able to get the kill into Tens. As Tens thought that he was a little bit sleeker than usual. This Viper's Pit, however, gonna be the opening up from Hookah. Crunchy in the back of Sen, gonna be able to take down Shazam. And Zombs, there you go. It's the Guardian going nuts. Crunchy. Oh, that double spray down got one through the smoke. Took down Sick at the exact same time. Now it's Dapper in a 1v3.
And he's even going to make the rotation. They don't know this exactly. By the time they get there, he should have a plan. Is he going to double route this? He might just go back in. No, I think instead he's going to try and plant for short here in this position. I love this rerouting as well from Dizzy. Takes it back towards U-Haul. That's the exact last possession you expect someone to be in. But Dapper, mind games on mind games, goes back to the B side. He's got no util. All he's got to rely on is nothing but aim.
And maybe that one poison orb, that helps. Covering up just a little bit of space. Dapper is going to close in that space. Toxin would have to go down, and Dapper... Dapper wants it! Dapper! Playing peekaboo with Soniqs! Getting 2 to win out the clutch! Unreal!
That is textbook Red Bull clutch stuff from Dapper. Listen, I've said it over and over again. When you are in a disadvantage, you need to create an advantage for yourself. And Dapper, again, 500 IQ, TP to A, TP back to B, and that poison orb literally won him the round. The one bit of utility that was left on this B site, I don't know if he had that plan in his mind, and if he did, somebody get this guy an IQ test because he's blowing through the roof right now. Soniqs 4-8, Sentinels mustering in the final round of that half as they approach into this pistol. And Soniqs now in the attacking side. This is where you expect this composition to shine. So much util to dump on the sites. We'll have to wait and see.
When we go again, you said that util dump would have to come into play. Sentinels At least now on that defensive side, they already started off a little bit well. There goes that one way off the Nebula. Sick. He wants to find an early nade to get any sort of info here on short. It would be huge for Sick. Whoa! Plix jumping in off that satchel. Gonna be able to get a kill onto Sick. Still goes back. Zombs getting two with that frenzy. Great spray down. Shazam coming up from behind, super quick. Tens is right in the middle of the back too, but it's very isolated. He was playing around the smoke, and now Shazam can play crossfire right towards the middle of sight. This is actually such an inopportune sandwich that Soniqs has themselves in, and Shazam just has to keep his angle, and everything can work out. Ten still towards that back line. Shazam still getting another one. Playing time. Bob has to go for the swing, and she goes down in a heap. It's Shazam with 3 big kills to finish off the round. Sentinels with the all-important pistol.
Perfect delay as well. There was a little bit of a gravel that came up from Zombs towards A short as Soniqs began to approach the site, and it was a perfect bait. They wanted Soniqs to walk into this stack, right? There were already 3 players in rotation. One took the TP. Tens was already running to the site. Shazam was pushed up on the flank. Soniqs, they walk right into the trap that is Sentinels. A gravel to disrupt the push, and that's the rest. Soniqs down 9-4, similar to what we saw in Icebox, but this time it's Sentinels that have such a huge advantage, and they've spent all their credits on every gun they could find. They're looking for the 10th here, and Soniqs with just pistols. It's going to be a difficult one.
Yeah, it's going to be super hard for Soniqs to even make it through this defense. Even with that isolated lurk, it could have made a little bit more noise, but great shutdown early on. Not going to let that fester on for too long. Double Nebula, or just double stars over towards short. As we just wait up for Soniqs on their approach. Dizzy over towards bathroom. Has an open shot for Tens, and Plix was utilized as a bait there. That could have easily been a pick back, but Tens gets it. And now it's only Bob in a 1v5 as a classic, and ends up going down. Flawless anti-eco. And I said it earlier, I didn't think there was a flawless anti-eco throughout this BO3 thus far. We finally got it.
There it is. Very end. It almost broke apart when Tens wasn't looking the right way in his showers, but thankfully he recovers just nicely. 10-4 for Sentinels. A full bonus round moving forward. And apologies, Sick, who had a ghost in the last round, is going to be doing 1-4 here. He's going to look, I imagine, for an early fight into showers where Soniqs, they anchor themselves kind of a default situation. There's not a lot of pressure towards showers. Now, we know Sentinels are a team that kind of leaves showers after the first 10 to 20 seconds, so early util coming out, at least, I imagine, from Sick towards the shower side. A fake TP. Gate crash, I don't believe, is set up on A for Tens to make the fast rotation. And yeah, they're Sick retreating out of showers after he gets that control. And Soniqs playing a very slow default. I think they're just looking for information. And there's even another TP ready. Tens is going back to the A site where he has now a gate crash set up on B. This is eerily quiet from Soniqs and Sentinels. There's no information for them to play off of.
No info, and usually off of these defaults we see early util, at least over towards that A site. But again, this is just Soniqs trying to play the most basic of defaults and potentially the most basic of fakes.
Yeah,
a little bit of a burst later on.
It looks like that with the retake. I think this is kind of planned from Sentinels, right? They understand that they gave up showers and well, Sick. He knows showers is giving up, and he wants them to walk into A. He'll find the first pick, but there's still more to come.
Yeah, Sick gonna be able to take down Dizzy. Dizzy wide swinging in an awkward angle, but even more awkward was Tens. Trying to go for a flash over towards short, but Iron comes in at a pretty good angle. Dapper actually gets a kill off that snake bite right in the middle of sight. That's a little bit awkward. Sentinels now only have 1 person remaining, and what a person to leave it off to. It's Shazam now in a 1v2, but goes down to Iron, and yet another awkward off angle. But it's gonna be those off angles that are gonna win you some rounds. Bob and Iron combining to give Soniqs the round.
Wow. Again, Tens is caught off on like not even looking towards showers. This time it actually does net Soniqs the kill, and that was what won them around essentially, right? It allows Iron to creep out from showers, play that light angle for where Shazam walks out from. A little bit of a misplay, I'd say, for Tens, or maybe a miscommunication, right? They should have realized they gave up showers and there could be that player lurking. And I think with the execution on A, you should expect them to have showers control. This time Dapper is going to throw down that Viper wall to adjust for that miscommunication. Make sure they at least have some control, but after checking it, he immediately backs away. A nice owl drone for Shazam after realizing showers is clear. He wants to see where the players are, and he's going to catch at least the back of one, and that's Plix. They know that's their main entry, and Tens is going to push forward as well with the gate crash already ready towards that A site.
And there you go. Tens immediately backing on out. Immediately getting that TP back over towards A after a very dangerous peek over towards long B, but that's the point of it. He got quite a bit of information, and he's taking a teammate back with him over towards B. It's going to be a 4-man hold for now, Sully.
Yeah, there are 2 stars already set up. One's going to be a Grauvel, one should be a Smoke, maybe even a Nova Pulse, but it looks like, yeah, Smoke goes out towards B long. Recon Bolt to get even more information. There is so much intel that this is going to be a B hit, but they're not convinced. They are not convinced at all. I think the Viper wall has gone up on the A side, and it's pulled rotations. One at least has gone back nearly a second. Tens has got a gate crush ready in the back of defender spawn just in case, but now comes Soniqs ready to barrel their way into the site, and it's a weakened defense set up here by Sentinels.
Blix was second thinking it, just trying to get a little bit better of an angle, finally in the middle of sight, but it's going to be the Hunter's Fury taking him down. Psalm's helping out too! What a combo in the middle of sight, but Sentinels only able to get 2 out of that interaction. Dapper with a big TP. Finally goes for the wide swing and takes down Iron. All right. Tough to say the least, and it's 10 seconds left with a great crossfire from Sentinels, and they could surely put it off if they can all go for the wide swing, and indeed they do. Shazam and Dapper hold down the Angs. They don't allow that spike to even get close to the middle of Tin Can, and that's the round.
Very, very powerful the way Tens is using his Yoru right now. Yes, he's not having the same impact that maybe we expect from him on like Arena. He's able to play so many rotations, right? They were like 3 times when he used either fake footsteps to try and sell a push or try and sell a teleport, and then he uses the gate crash and element of surprise is essentially what it is. You don't know exactly how many players are on a site because of Tens' Yoru, right? It causes so much uncertainty, and Sentinels are looking good. 3 players again stacked, say, site. Gate crash set up for Tens in the back lines of A, right behind Soniqs' Viper wall. Sets leaving up a fake TP into the B site, so maybe selling again that there's pressure towards B, and he's taking that TP, but I think at this point, Soniqs, they should be expecting it. 5 players lined up, a Hunter's Fury to queue it up, and that's what's going to be the initiator.
Bob making space.
Great delay.
And just a little bit too, and there you go. Like you said, Sully, amazing delay. It's the Viper wall alongside the bite, and there's no way anybody can get any sort of just wild trade just in that one spot. So lots of options covered at the moment, and Short is currently closed for business. Soniqs is still waiting around though.
There's really nothing you can do, I think, to break through this defensive line. You need Plix to make a crazy double blast back play, but there's a crossfire held by both Sick and Tens, and that's the scary thing. Plix has got a little bit of a one-way to play against, and hopefully he doesn't lose his life here. Dapper back towards the shower side, and Recon Bolt goes in. Tens playing cheeky, and cheeky indeed. Gate crash out of there. It's unpunishable in that position, and now they know where the final players are. Tens up huge with a 3K and a 4 from Dapper, and there's not much crunch you can do here. Maybe get a couple of kills. Hold on, they line up. There's one on the flank, and I don't know if he notices though, Gus.
Yeah, it's gonna be so hard. No way, the orbital strike in bathroom, but he's gonna go down anyways. Oh, what an idea. But yeah, at that point, it's just pure desperation to try to pull off that 1v2. Yeah, it's Sentinels anyways. Good attempt, and the ulti should ice this out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Dapper with his Viper ultimate could take that wherever he wants, right? If he wants to use it in hookah towards the mid, if he wants to use it towards A short, he can really, really cause some damage. Crunchy, I mean, in some instances, it's very valuable to get those 3 kills at the very end off, especially if you're in an eco position. But, I mean, Sentinels with such an immaculate lead, 7 rounds you have to play against. It'll be super difficult for Soniqs to even break the economy of Sentinels going on forward. But Tens, again, very forward. He's going to make that contact and gate crash back towards defender spawn, where he's at least got the information. Sova's been targeted, and this nade could do so much damage if he were to toss it now.
He needs a little bit of information too for this to
work.
He's got it. There goes the nade. There goes the spray. Oh, the nade's gonna do a lot of good chip damage, Sully, but Sick needed a couple of bullets to really make that work. Let's see if Shazam can capitalize though. Takes one down in terms of Crunchy. Zom's going in. Oh my, the dimensional drift happening at the exact same time. Zom's going in for the right click. It is an absolute massacre in the middle of the B sites, and it's Soniqs that is left to pick up the pieces. It is Bob left to pick up the pieces in a 1v2. Zom's in the middle of the back of sight. Tens still sitting in long and still has control of the spike. Such a tough position for Bob.
Yeah, she has got it all to do. 47 HP to prevent a third map out of this round. Now they know the Recon Bolt going in, but what does she do here? No more utility Recon ball's not even going to come into effect, and the vulnerability is going to come into effect now for Bob. She's got nowhere to run.
left.
They're not even peeking. They've got the
They're not
spike,
peeking.
but they're on low HP too, and that's why they're not peeking. Bob, looking to take the early fight, has got the first. 10's on the swing, 20 seconds left and 8 bullets. But 10's, knowing him, he's going to watch the angle. Sentinels, that's what you expect from the best. And we'll be right back with map number 3, or at least a breakdown before we head into map number 3.